bitch.
Fucking hate you, dude.
Dude, I hate you more.
Can't wait to kill you in September.
Dude, I wish you could, dude. What up, Anthony? How was your bachelor party?
Yeah.
It was a good time. Commies, these motherfuckers didn't come, but it was a good time.
Dude, yeah. Sorry you expect me to travel across the country twice for you.
Yeah. No, if it was the reverse, like if either of you were having a bachelor party and I wouldn't be able to do it. Times are tough, wallets are tight. I totally understand.
Mr. Moneybags over here, Anthony Iannaccio.
Yeah, that's what they call me.
Yeah, not all of us can have mob connections, you know.
Hey, Mr. Magoo. That's my mobster name.
The reason I said that is because I was just watching a Sopranos episode, the one where they specifically kill Mikey Palmici. Remember, it's in the first season when they're running through the woods. Paulie and Christopher are chasing that guy, and Paulie gets,
yeah.
Okay, so Christopher's like, you killed my friend Brendan Falone in a bathtub. No chance to run. And the dude goes, he's like, no, it was Junior. He's like, he hated that kid. And Christopher goes, yeah, right, Junior, Mr. Magoo.
He does look like Mr. Magoo.
He does.
He do.
No, this weekend was fun. It was chill. It was purposely chill. You know, I'm not really like a party animal. Like we had a bunch of beer, we had some tequila and stuff like that, but we did a little bit of shrooms on the weekend too. We had like shroom chocolates. Yeah. And the thing is, like, they were microdoses, right? But I must be, you know, as Charles Xavier calls, a sensitive. So when I take a little bit, of psychedelics for whatever reason, I was tripping a little bit. It wasn't like a hard trip and it wasn't a long trip, but I was feeling it. And we were in nature and it was really good. I wanted something like that.
Nice.
A sensitive. That sounds like a nice word for pussy. Sorry, you set me up for that one.
Yeah, of
course. Cody, you look tan.
Dude, I've been a lake lizard lately.
At first I thought you were going to say ladies, man, but then I was like, what would that have anything to do with the tan?
I've just been laying on rocks near lakes a lot.
Nice, like a giant salamander.
Yeah. Just basking in the sun. Yeah, dude. Awesome. That's seriously though. It's been awesome. KO's been up here this week. It honestly worked out. Like I was really sad that I had the last minute pull out, but things have been financially really tight for me. And then last minute, my baby mama was like, hey, I know you had mentioned KO coming up and staying with you for a week. So I got to have my son up here for a week.
Which proves you're not good at pulling out at the last minute.
Yes, it's true. It's true. I'm not good at it all. Timing is not my strong suit.
Indeed.
Sorry, I didn't mean to ruin a tender moment that you were about to tell about the time you had with your son.
No, we've just been like kayaking and swimming, and that's it. Honestly, like the entire week, it's been a lot of just like outdoors time. It's been great.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, that sounds fun as hell.
Yeah.
Sounds like we've all had good weekends, bros.
Yeah, what did you do? Fill us in. Did you have anything cool happening?
No, not really. I honestly had to work this weekend, but it was chill. There was a big event called Ciclavia. It's like a big bicycle event in Los Angeles. And there's like thousands of people riding bikes and chilling and shit. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
No, I just worked, smoked, chilled, hung out.
Yeah, not as cool as our weekends, but yeah, it sounds
it's
okay.
LA, so no matter what I do, it's cooler, but God, that was the first time I've ever proudly tried to claim something LA, and I don't know if I like that.
Yeah, oh man, you're mutating into a Los Angeles.
Next thing he's going to be just drinking a lot of boba tea and fucking
shit,
paying somebody else to take care of his laundry.
Dude, don't you wish that evil on me? Honestly, though, I'll be honest, if I could afford to, I would totally pay someone to take care of my laundry because I fucking hate doing laundry.
Dude, same. My least favorite chore by a long shot.
Easily. I'll clean my apartment and vacuum and do dishes before I fucking do my laundry.
Yeah. What's your least favorite chore, Anthony?
My least favorite chore is
Anthony, you seem like a very like clean, like you need your place tidy, don't you?
I'm a tidy dude. I like to stay organized. As I gotten older, I got a bit messier. You know, I don't really give a shit as much about like keeping the place tidy. Tidy whiteys. No, I'm not a tidy whitey. I used to be a tidy whitey guy when I was a younger guy. Yeah.
I was a tidy whitey kid until I realized that you could wear boxers.
See, my son came up at the perfect time because since youth, he's been a boxer briefs kid.
Yeah, I like boxer briefs. That's my choice.
Yeah.
Me
dude, too.
Growing up, like forever, because of my dad and because his dad's Israeli and my dad was just like kind of a hippie. He like wore speedos when we'd go to the pool or the beach, and so like I also wore speedos, and I got to an age where I was like, I'm just fat in a speedo, and then I realized that you could wear like shorts that were bathing suits. I was like, what? Why? I was like, Dad, why did you put me through this? Until I was like, not like that old, but old enough to like start to know what embarrassment was, and I was like, I don't like this anymore.
I was a complete opposite as a kid. I was a skinny kid, right? And I would always wear a shirt to the pool because I was afraid. I was nervous. I was like, I got over that eventually, like pretty quickly. Yeah. But like as a very little kid, I was like, I don't want to.
Was it because you're skinny or because you're very pale?
Neither really. Like it was like, oh, I'm naked shy in front of people. Yeah, just shy, like
shy boy.
Yeah, shy boy.
Shy guy.
Shy guy.
Yeah. Wow.
That's a good impression.
That's awesome. I've been playing a lot of Mario with my kids this week too.
Nice. Fuck yeah, dude. What Mario game?
We've been together playing like my roommate got the Mario Party Classics or All Stars or whatever.
Ooh, I heard that's a good one.
Yeah, so we got that. We've been playing that. We've been playing. It's honestly not as cool as like the older ones, but it's basically just a bunch of the older maps, and they're going to release more of them as DLC.
That's what they're doing for Mario Kart too. Yeah,
yeah, and then we've been playing Mario Kart, and just the works. It's been pretty dope,
dude. That sounds dope, honestly.
Yeah. Last night I took him to see this week's topic.
Whoa. Hold on. I had a segue.
Let's hear it.
I was going to say, everything we just talked about was way more enjoyable than Thor, Love, and Thunder. Welcome to Comics and Chronic. You already know the deal. Anthony Iannaccio, Cody Cannon, and me are here. And today's topic is Thor, Love, and Thunder. And I don't know, you guys. I have a lot to say about this.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Very interested to see. Cody, you seem like the wild card. So I'm very intrigued to know what you think. Anthony, I think I can already guess where you stand.
Ooh, really? Okay.
Yeah. I feel like Anthony's probably going to give it the highest rating of the three of us.
I think I'm going to give it the lowest. And
for sure.
I assure you, it will be low.
I don't know at what point exactly, but there's one point in the movie as I'm watching it and I'm thinking, Jake probably does not like this movie.
I'll tell you this, for me, watching it, that point was very early on.
That was actually going to be my question for you. Okay.
Oh, dude.
Was there a point in the movie where it lost you, or was like overall the movie just like...
No, I mean, there was a point. Okay, first time I've done this in any movie, period. And mind you, I like don't ever do this because I don't like people having their phones out. I looked to see what time it was, and I debated walking out. Like truly, I debated walking out. I was like, dude, I kind of don't like. I kind of just want to dip. Like this is It was kind of a struggle to sit through, man. I'll be honest.
So if you were watching at home, this would have been one of the things where you came to us and been like, guys, I didn't finish it. Like I couldn't.
For sure. 100%. I would not have finished it.
Nice.
And I mean, like, let's give everyone a voice here because I can literally rant and shit on this movie. And yeah, I want to see what everyone thinks.
Well, yeah, Cody, where do you stand?
Yeah,
I think I'm probably in between you guys in the sense that, like,
you have a kid. I feel like it was definitely
he loved it.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. The movie was hardcore geared towards kids.
He loved it. There were things I liked on both aspects. I truly believe if in order for Love and Thunder to have worked at all, they should have saved the entire Jason Aaron run and Gorr the God Butcher and Christian Bale for a much darker movie and just let Taika Waititi make a straight up comedy. And it probably would have been better. The pacing was super uneven.
Super uneven.
Agreed.
You know
I
what
agree
I mean?
with everything you're saying so far, dude. So
the drama was everything had to be like hyper jokey.
Wait, Cody, so I have a question because you always say this specifically about Marvel movies, how you hate the jokes. I felt in this movie, more so than most Marvel movies, whenever there was a true, sincere moment, whether they're talking about Jane's cancer or trauma, there was a joke right there. And it's like, dude, you just took away from that moment.
Yeah. Even with Christian Bale's character, who was one of the best parts of the movie, in my opinion.
For sure.
Yeah, for the 5 minutes he was in it. It was
yeah.
It was very cool.
Yeah.
Yep. He needed to be in it way more. He needed to kill way more gods. He's the fucking God Butcher.
The God Butcher, he killed one god, and we got like distress signals of him killing other gods.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man, dude. I don't know.
It was it should have been two completely separate movies. They should have let Taika Waititi finish his run with them doing a straight up comedy that didn't have to have any heaviness or drama, just some dumb shit. Honestly, like, I saw a nerd person that does like TikToks about
nerd person.
I saw this chick that does like nerd TikToks about like nerdy movies and comic books and stuff like that. And she had like a way better idea that I think would have made me actually love the way the movie went, is if rather than it like being this fucking dramatic but super unserious, like dramatic element heavy but super unserious movie, she was like, what they should have done was let Taika Waititi do a straight up comedy and have it been like a mockumentary. You know what I mean? Do it in the vein of What We Do in the Shadows and have it be like, oh, Thor's trying to like, you know, find himself. So he's taking a crew around with him as he, you know what I mean? Like that would have been way cooler than what we got.
For sure.
I just feel like it should have been two separate movies. It's like another Marvel thing where they're like, we have all of these great things with this character. So instead of like Jason Aaron's run was done dirty. And I'm so upset about it because I loved that run.
And one might argue that even though Ragnarok is such a good movie, Planet Hulk was done dirty with what they did. And
true.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, 100%. I completely agree.
Do you think these movies would be better if they stayed like even strictly more to the source material? Almost like the first 4 seasons of Game of Thrones was like the book.
Yes, completely.
I agree. Honestly.
Especially with Thor. Jason Aaron had such a solid run.
And it was beautiful, and it was sad.
I never read all of The God Butcher. I read some of it, but yeah, it was dope. I love what I read.
And when he does his Jane Foster story, it's great. I feel like they were like, it was like so fast. And also, sorry, like Natalie Portman is a great actress. Don't get me wrong, but in this movie, she was cardboard. I just don't think. She brings no personality to Jane Foster, and that was in every Thor movie she was in.
Does Jane Foster really have that much personality? I don't know. But
I would just argue that it's MCU, meaning like you're bringing your own shit to the character. You know what I mean?
I agree with that. Like RDJ brought his own shit to Iron Man, and now
exactly.
He's iconic.
It felt like she was tired. I mean, okay, she had cancer, so maybe yeah, so maybe I shouldn't.
Damn.
That was like not a setup for a joke or anything. I was just like, I was gonna say she was tired. She was low energy.
Like, she literally had cancer.
Yeah, but I mean, like, even like Jane Foster shouldn't have been. Why was she so fucking stupid with those lines and everything?
Yeah, she just no charisma.
Yeah, she was just Natalie Portman. Just ugh. I love Natalie Portman.
That's what I'm saying.
Stan.
Yeah, like I like her a lot.
She's a good actor. She's very talented. But yeah, well, here's also another thing, dude, and I think this is maybe one of the first few times I'll ever say this, or anyone will ever say this. But
anyone ever.
Okay.
First time in history.
Well, no, we've been saying like, oh, it'd be better if the directors had more creative control. I think this one actually suffered from having way too much Taika's voice in it. It was
okay.
It was.
I agree.
I love Taika Waititi, but it was Taika'd like it was like a dab hit of Taika. It was too much.
Dab hit of Taika.
Dude, it was, man. Like, it was way too much. And you could tell in the jokes, and going back to your point about Natalie Portman, dude, she just can't like deliver comedy that well. She's not a comedian.
Exactly. So she's great in a drama, for sure.
Great in a drama. Her comedic chops are not like what she's known for.
No.
So that's one thing. Also, I'm sorry, man. Way too much Korg, and like not even good Korg. It was just like, why does Korg have more screen time than like almost Valkyrie and everyone? Like,
I would have loved to see more Valkyrie. That's for sure. She was great.
More Valkyrie.
Yeah, she's incredible. Honestly, the cast is unbelievably loaded, but it was just so bad.
Yeah. Russell Crowe was great. I did like Russell Crowe's parts. You didn't like his parts?
What was up with that accent? Was it Italian? Was it Greek? What was it?
That's why it was funny to me, because he kind of did the whole gladiator thing with his arms out. Like, obviously he's Greek, but like Russell Crowe's Australian, so whatever that's translating into is like, I don't know, that the voice didn't bother me. It made me laugh. Maybe
that whole scene. I just thought the whole scene was whack and dumb as fuck.
Unnecessary,
dude. It was so lame.
You could have taken that scene out and fleshed out Christian Bale, fleshed out their conflict.
I see what you mean.
I would have seen more time, exactly, taken from certain parts of the movies and focused on like other things.
See, I thought that scene where it should have went was Gorr coming there and start massacring all the gods. That would have been cool, because that's what he fucking does.
Yeah.
That would have been worth it, like, because Thor took Zeus out pretty easily.
Hold on. I want to wait. I need to get let off the leash for a little second.
Let's hear it.
All right.
Wait, what does that mean?
Meaning like
he's going to go.
I want to
go.
I'm about to go.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just about to speak straight facts. You guys can either agree or not. Okay. The Guardians of the Galaxy threw a fade with Thanos in Infinity War without Thor, but you're telling me they can't beat chicken people on this planet?
Yeah. Wait, can I pause you there 1 second about the Guardians?
That was straight.
Wait, no, because I'm not disagreeing at all. The Guardians, they set this up at the end of Endgame where Thor's joining Guardians of the Galaxy.
The many adventures.
And what did they fucking do with it? Nothing. Like, it's just like they're there for like 5 or 10 minutes, and it's like, all right, see you, Thor. Like, what was the point?
And it was written, everyone, the whole saying goodbye thing, all of those jokes fell flat.
Yeah, I feel like Guardians at all.
All of their acting, it just didn't feel in character.
90% of the jokes in the movie fell flat. Yeah. Like, seriously, not only were there a lot of jokes, there were just a lot of lame ones. Dude, I'll be honest, my audience was borderline non-reactive. No one was like classic, and it was a filled, but no one was reacting like how a typical MCU audience reacts.
Definitely not. The people next to me were dying, and I'm just like,
I laughed
like
at
some parts were funny,
like,
for sure.
And the shitty thing is, the parts that were the fucking best, they knew that those were going to be killers, and then they would run those jokes into the fucking ground.
Oh yeah,
it's like Steven Rosenfeld wrote this movie himself.
Oh, yeah, dude. Honestly, here's my question: where does this rank in the Thor quadrilogy with you guys?
Oddly enough, like really fucking low. I don't know. I would say it goes Ragnarok, the first Thor, and then I think I like Dark World better than this one, to be honest.
Ooh, wow. I would say I would just reverse those two. This goes above Dark World for me, but it might be number 3 for me. Yeah, I like Thor 1, surprisingly. A lot of people don't like Thor 1.
I don't love it, but I like it. I don't hate it by any means. I like it the same way I like the first Captain America. Like, it's cheesy, but I dig it.
Iron Man.
Yeah,
first Iron Man's better than all of those. The first
for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this movie would rank 3rd on my list. What about you, Cody?
3rd, for sure. But I'm saying, like, it's barely edging out Dark World.
I think
barely.
Go back and watch Dark World, and let's truly see if it's worth. I think this will come up worse.
Some parts of it reminded me of Dark World, like the part where they go to the new Asgard and they're fighting Gorr for the first time. That there was parts in that part of the movie where I felt it was like, oh, where's this movie going? This feels like Dark World, where what the fuck is this movie even doing, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I liked when, like, the mighty Thor would use her hammer.
Oh, like, the hammer was awesome.
When it would, shrapnel out and then, like, come back.
Yeah, I like that a lot, too.
That was cool as fuck. And I actually didn't mind her as mighty Thor. It just felt like her as Jane Foster. It was kind of whack.
Yeah, no, mighty Thor's cool, yeah.
Also, dude, new drinking game. Every time they say the word cancer in this movie, take a shot. Or
Space Viking.
Yeah. It's just like...
Why did they have to say Space Viking 80,000 times?
Also, hey, what was up with that hilarious goat screaming gag that never ended?
Yeah, not only did it never end, but the goats were making work of some of what's-his-names of Gorr. They just nerfed Gorr like crazy.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The jokes didn't annoy me as much as it seems they annoyed everyone else, but there could be less of them.
Everyone I talk to, they're not funny. Like it wasn't funny.
They're just cooler in the comics. You know what I mean? I like how Jason Aaron uses them in the comics, and so I kind of had some love for them going in. So I didn't want to be like, oh, I hate these guys.
I have love for them because in Norse mythology, they carry Thor's chariot.
Yeah.
I forgot their names in Nordic.
Tooth Gnasher and Tooth Grinder or something like that.
And that isn't the same thing in Norse mythology. So yeah, they're cooler in like the actual mythology than they are like, oh, a gift from the blue alien people and they're going to scream the whole time and it's going to be funny for 2 hours, you guys.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. You actually think that was a funny gag? Like, it was whack.
I mean, I'm saying it just didn't annoy me as much as everyone else. Like I laughed at it a few times, sure, just because of how stupid it is.
He just kept it going. Just going back to Cody's point of hammering that shit. Like,
the joke died,
dude. Not only that, the joke that I one of the jokes that I liked was the first time they made the joke of Stormbreaker and then like Thor being around his ex for the first time and stuff. Yeah. The first time they made that joke, I was like, oh, that's clever. I like that. And then they just did it. And then
it became like a C level storyline in the movie. Like it was actually a thing.
It also raises the question, like, I'm sorry, is Stormbreaker sentient? Like it's a sentient weapon now or something? When did that happen? It has emotions and reacts and moves. It also moves on its own when it was floating by Thor.
In the comics, they do establish that Mjolnir has a spirit inside of it. Like the god of the winds or something like that. It's like really deep into Jason Aaron's run where he establishes this, and it's more important in the comics.
I don't
No,
know.
it doesn't
dig that deep.
Like this movie. What I think this movie does is try to just put a lot of Jason Aaron's stuff into it, and like you guys are saying, it just kind of waste it.
Wait, so time out. I feel like you guys really glossed over my straight like. The Guardians of the Galaxy fighting Thanos versus fighting the chicken people.
Oh, yeah. They couldn't handle them.
Why? They literally went toe-to-toe. Half the Guardian squad actually went toe-to-toe with Thanos and still fought a better fight. Like, but chicken people? Like, on motorcycles? They Wonder Woman, like they made her weak. Sorry, they made them weaker.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, every character was completely mishandled, in my opinion.
Also, like while I know his character is dumb, more or less, I feel like they made Thor's character too dumb for this movie.
Yeah,
he wasn't this stupid in Endgame and Infinity War.
Yeah, they kind of set him back a bit.
Yeah, dude, they set him back a lot, and I was like, "Come on!"
Yeah, it felt like the same Thor in the first one. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like
it wasn't the one who went through depression and realized he was worthy when talking to his mom. Like that was cool. Like, that was character development. This was like Thor's back to being a 10-year-old kid. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I'm just like all of the writing sucked. It made like Taika, you're usually so witty. What happened?
Dude, I'm gonna spit some hot fire right now. Black Widow is better than this movie.
Oh, easily.
Yeah,
this is the worst.
maybe.
This is the worst Phase 4 movie.
Ooh, I think I agree.
Ooh. Is it like for you guys Moon Knight level of bad?
For me
No.
personally, it's damn close.
Ooh.
I would put it
Damn close.
above Moon Knight by a decent margin, in the sense that I could finish this in an hour and a half or 2 hours or whatever.
I mean, I had to, but like I don't know if I.
But
See,
No.
hold on. Can I inject some positivity into this? Because I don't necessarily agree it was that bad at all.
I'm being
No,
real.
I wanna. I mean, yeah, of course. Like you made a lot of great points. I'm not really disagreeing with you, but there were parts of the movie I like. I thought the movie was strongest in the last act with the battle between the Thors and Valkyrie and Gorr. I liked how it was like they did the black and white into color thing. That was pretty cool.
That whole thing was awesome. I'll agree with you completely. In fact,
I did like that sequence
from when they land there and Gorr uses his shadow creatures to grab everyone. That was awesome.
Yeah. I did honestly like when he gives the kids the powers and they help him fight Gorr's minions. I thought that was pretty cool.
I thought that was whack, to be honest. I was like, that's
whack.
Yeah.
Whack? Why?
Of course, kids would love it, but like it was whack. It was corny.
Yeah, it has the same energy as when a band brings a kid onto a stage, knowing that they're not going to add anything to the show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, that kid used the doll shooting lasers.
Yeah, I don't know. I like that part, but then it starts. You don't know until you get to like this later part of the movie, pretty much the end, where Thor's gonna basically become a dad by the end of this movie. So I feel like that's kind of foreshadowing that he's like, that's where his growth is going. Instead of being this dumb idiot, like he's gonna take on more responsibility. Even though we've seen him do this before, this is obviously Thor's next step. So I don't know. I liked that part. I liked what was going on with Eternity. I thought Eternity. It's cool that they brought Eternity into the MCU, and I thought Eternity looked awesome.
Yeah, it looked awesome for 30 seconds, you mean?
And should have been bigger, I feel like.
Well, it should have been bigger, yeah.
Like way
and
bigger.
yeah, it was quick, right? You're right. So maybe it's just a hint of Eternity, but I thought it was cool how that world looked like Vormir from Infinity War. So it was kind of like the flip side, how they had like the water and it reflects the sky, but it's kind of that like an endless void.
Yeah.
I don't know. I liked that last part. I liked how Gorr decides, instead of killing everyone, to just wish for his daughter back to life. I thought that was an interesting twist. He kind of gets redeemed a little bit.
But like, who cares? Because they spent no time on his character.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Cody there.
Yeah, Gorr needed more time on his character.
They took one of the coolest, because he's a recent. Did Jason Aaron? Did he create him?
Yeah, for sure. Gorr's a Jason Aaron creation. Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the coolest, I would say, Marvel creations in the past 10 years, 15 years or whatever, and just throws it away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm interested to know what Gorr's actual runtime is. I bet it's only like 20 minutes tops, if that.
If that.
Yeah, he's such a cool villain. Yeah, yeah. Oh man, see, like I do like Christian Bale, and I didn't think he did a bad job as Gorr, but Gorr's a bit different.
But it was also like he must have got a fat check. I'll tell you that, because
of course,
that movie.
I'm sure he made that MCU money.
I'm sure he did more than the average bear, because he's Christian Bale. Like he can make his own quote, and they'd be like, "All right, we'll pay that."
Yeah, because the thing is, he slaughtered the acting. Like he was incredible.
Yeah, I feel bad that he, such a talented actor, was in such a bad movie.
Yeah, I bet he's like,
he's a selective guy with his movies that he does too.
Yeah,
I think he just wanted to play a villain because he had the chance. I think that's like his big thing. Like he got to be Batman. He wanted to be like a bad guy for once in a comic book movie.
No, bruh, this movie.
Did you see where there's supposedly a 4-hour director's cut?
I hope there's not. I'm not going to watch that.
It's out there, but apparently Taika said he doesn't want it released.
There's a lot of deleted scenes in the movie, I heard too. Like there's Peter Dinklage was in the movie.
Petey Dinks as the dwarf again?
Yep. Jeff Goldblum, Lena Headey.
Wait, what? Cersei?
Yeah. She was going to be, I think, Hera.
This is crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, but apparently they made it like Taika said it was just like it's not good. He was like it's just like 2 more hours, but way more dick jokes.
Nice. That's what this movie was lacking.
Yeah,
Dick
of
jokes.
course.
I need 2 more hours of this movie.
You guys hype for Hercules now in the MCU?
Whoa,
That's pretty cool.
Whoa. Wow.
Brett Goldstein, he's pretty good.
Brett Goldstein.
Who is that?
I wanted him to be Wolverine, to be completely honest.
Brett
But
Goldstein? Isn't he from that show?
Ted Lasso, yeah, he's in Ted Lasso.
Oh, I was going to say something else. He's in Ted Lasso? I don't. Okay, fine, cool. I didn't ever watch
He's good.
Ted
He's
Lasso.
good. I think him as Hercules, like this movie, it wasn't my favorite, but if the next movie, I don't want it to be Taika Waititi at this point, but I think a cool storyline would be seeing Hercules versus Thor. That would be awesome. I think that's something that could actually be funny and definitely handled by literally anyone else. You know, you could have the War of the God.
Are we rid of Taika?
I don't know, but I hope so.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I hope so. Like, I think he did Ragnarok. It was great, but this, I don't know.
I think the movie is actually doing well financially in the box office.
Gross.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is.
Yeah, but
I don't think every MCU movie needs to be amazing for MCU to care that it gets a sequel, or you know what I mean? Like they're going to keep just turning them out.
Their plan, honestly, because their plan has worked. Like no matter what we think of the quality of the movies, the fact is they make money.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Black Panther isn't Black Panther going to be 30?
30 what? What do you mean?
Movies?
No, that's insane. 30?
Wait, what do you mean?
What?
I'm confused.
How many movies have they made so far?
One Black Panther movie.
No, I'm saying the 30th MCU movie.
Oh, I don't know. I know it's the next one coming out for sure. Black Panther Wakanda Forever is the next MCU movie, right?
Yeah.
Are we excited at this point, you guys? How do we feel?
No.
Yeah, I agree with Cody. I'm not really.
Dude, Marvel can suck it.
Marvel is like unfortunately starting to dwindle for me. I got to be honest, especially now that like I know this has nothing to do with it, but like when you watch The Boys, I'm just like, bruh.
Yeah,
this is cooler.
The only way I could defend the MCU right now, and I can't defend the quality of what we've seen so far because there's a lot I don't like.
Has been a phase bore.
Yeah, no, for real. So the only defense I could give Marvel is maybe all they're doing, and because they could get away with this, because like they will make money despite the quality, because people will MCU ride that train forever. That they're just setting up all the pieces. They're just doing these things to just have Moon Knight there.
Think this is like an obligatory storytelling phase of their films, and then once they build up to like that part where like the Marvel movies before Thanos start to get really good, like you think it's gonna be like that?
Yeah, because I think that's just their bread and butter, right? They know how to. The pieces are sloppily kind of put. Even phase 1, like we talk about, it's not our favorite phase. Like we like how it sets everything up, but then phase 2 and 3 really fucking kill it. So, like I'm saying, this is I'm not trying to defend MCU or Disney more than the fact that I'm hoping that's what all this is for, or else, man, I'm just gonna be pissed if it's just more shit, and then I'll just jump off the MCU train once and for all, because you have me as a fanboy for years, but you're pushing me off very quickly, you know? That's my take on all this.
Fuck Marvel, dude.
I would say minus maybe only Doctor Strange and Shang-Chi. I wouldn't be upset if I didn't see any of the other Phase 4 movies.
Hot fire.
Even No Way Home?
Yeah, kind of.
Wow.
Dude, people love No Way Home, and I loved Willem Dafoe, and like a lot of things. I liked a lot of things about it, but I'm not that into it.
I'll also say this. I like Shang-Chi, I like, No Way Home and Doctor Strange too. But if I'm being honest, like I still like I'm now rewatching the Batman on HBO multiple times. More so than I'm touching any of those movies. And yeah, I don't know. They haven't lost me fully yet, but they're like doing it. And it almost feels like they're trying it.
Like self-sabotage.
Yeah, it's like, dude, you could make shit that I know I would love. Why don't you just make it? Like, I don't want to hate on Marvel.
So let me say this. How would you fix Love and Thunder if you could fix it in any way? Like, just make it a better movie.
Take out all the Jason Aaron stuff and save it for a better movie.
But then what are you left with if you take that all out? Like, what would
a Taika Waititi comedy?
Does that make it good though necessarily?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Taika Waititi comedy, like this.
No, but it makes it the same movie, but without wasting so much awesome shit.
Like, I think there could definitely be a movie where you focus just on Jane Foster, and I'm sure they're going to do Mighty Thor. I'm sure that's an option too. She's dead at the end of the movie, but come on, she's not dead.
She goes to Valhalla and Heimdall there.
Heimdall's there.
My boy Idris Elba, who has a son, apparently.
Yeah, who has a son.
Okay, like, what? I don't know, man.
Who could be like a floating head sometimes.
Yeah, I forgot all about, like, whoa, cool. I don't know. I didn't give a shit. Also, New Asgard is a tourist attraction, and Meek runs an ice cream shop. And Valkyrie
Meek runs an ice cream shop, yeah.
I don't
King Valkyrie.
King Valkyrie
really wasn't much of a king, nor did she. I don't know, man. This movie was mid, dude. It was straight swag. I'll be honest. This movie.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
At one point, I literally started I was like, is somebody smoking swag? And I realized it was coming from the screen.
I'll even say that honestly, all of the queerness that happened in the movie,
forced queerness.
It felt very pandery.
Yeah, pandery and forced. It was
like Korg being gay.
It was like, we're gay because we're rocks and we don't have gender. It's like, all right, dog. Like, chill. We get it. Like,
that's what the world is missing. Gay rocks. Like, how is that? Like, it's like the weakest attempt at.
And they made like a tiny allusion to Valkyrie being gay.
Yeah. And as minute of an illusion as you can do.
Yeah.
The illusion was an illusion. Because Marvel's delusional if they think any of this shit is fucking good.
Oh shit. I wish I had a button to just start a beat and then Jake's just like, yeah.
Pretty proud of myself for that one right there.
Dude, it was fucking whack.
Yeah, dude. Hard whack. Honestly, I'll be honest. Come on, let's keep it 100. Why are we delaying this? What are we giving Joe Pesci? Doesn't mean we have to end the episode.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Did anybody else talk about what they would do to change them to better the movie?
I don't know. Be closer to the comic. I don't think you have to make it 2 movies. I think that's an extreme reaction. But I think be closer to the comic. Get rid of literally 50% of those jokes.
At least 50. I'd say 65. Easy
I'll
money.
Go with 60. Get rid of a good amount of those fucking jokes. Have the actual there were what could have been amazing, sincere scenes of Chris Hemsworth, specifically when he's at her bed and she's like, "If you use the hammer one more time, you'll die, and I love you." Dude, do that with no music and let Chris Hemsworth act that shit, and that would have been a good scene. And then don't make it stupid what's gonna be your hammer saying or whatever.
Right.
And also by the time, remember how they did the don't you have to have a famous saying right before you hit someone, eat hammer or suck on hammer or whatever. And then it's I'm sure you'll find what you have to do. And by the time she says it in the movie, it's a wasted gag. Hella wasted. This movie from a technical, if Steven Roosevelt taught me anything, comedic writing, it just felt weak, man.
Yeah.
I was going to say, because I thought you brought up a good point before, if the movie had just a big part of the Mighty Thor run from Jason Aaron when it focuses on Jane Foster is that at first you don't know it's Jane Foster because Jane Foster isn't someone who has long blonde hair or anything like that. And you don't know who picked up Thor's hammer. It's a huge mystery. So I know in a movie that would have been hard to pull off because you would know who's cast as Thor and the mystery really isn't there. But the whole Jason Aaron story is Gorr puts into Thor the doubt that he's worthy. He just whispers so in the comics, Thor and Gorr have a huge fucking it's an all-out battle. He can never really best Gorr. Gorr always kicks Thor's ass in that run. And there's a whole event called Original Sin where Thor is on the moon and Nick Fury whispers something in his ear and it makes Thor unworthy. And we've seen Thor be unworthy in a movie. So, that would have been a rehash if they did something like that. But the cool thing about that is that Gorr really gets psychologically into Thor's head and makes him believe he's unworthy, that he's someone that can't save gods, that he's not even worthy to be a god himself. That there's so much story in that you could have focused on and still introduced Jane Foster, where maybe Thor in this movie does become unworthy for like a very short amount of time, enough to make Jane Foster or someone else pick up the hammer, save people. There, maybe again, that's just too much of a rehash of the older movies. But I think there's a better movie in Jason Aaron's run. Like I think Cody was saying before, and we just didn't get that.
Why can't Marvel make a movie dark? Why can't it be dramatic? Gorr should be in a dramatic story. Jane Foster's story should be dramatic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why Marvel? It doesn't have to be fucking bad boys every single time. Let it be a serious action movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let there be drama.
Or like imagine seeing a whole movie of Jane Foster, Mighty Thor, and you only at the end does she drop the hammer and you see like she's sick and she has cancer, and this whole time this is what she was dealing with. I think it would have been a better reveal than just kind of very quickly happened. Like, she has cancer at the beginning of the movie.
She has cancer within the first 50 minutes of the movie.
Yeah. It's not, there's no dramatic buildup of
scene
that.
With Darcy.
Oh yeah.
That classic Darcy. Right? The MCU's favorite character that just keeps coming back like genital warts.
I think it would have been cool. I think it would have been cool. Like, I was hoping for this. I've been hoping for this character in every Thor movie, Beta Ray Bill. It would have been cool if like Gorr's like doing a massacre through the universe and maybe he stops at Beta Ray Bill's planet and that gives it a moment for them to meet each other and team up, and like him grab Stormbreaker, like things like that.
Yeah.
Or what I want from a Thor movie.
Yeah. Not we love the lovable ending at the end where Thor is raising Gorr's daughter as his own, and Korg happily narrates that, and they were known as Love and Thunder. And I was like,
I think it's cool that Thor has a daughter now. That's actually Chris Hemsworth's actual daughter.
That doesn't do anything for me. I
thought she was a good actress though. She was kind of funny.
I just thought it was like dumb and cheesy, man. It was dumb and corny.
Because there was no real build up to it. Like, it was just like, she's alive, take care of her, I'm dead. And
how kid heavy is the MCU about to get? Seems like it's building towards a very kid heavy future, man.
Yeah, there's
Disney's
Young Avengers.
Lean hard into that, bro.
Yeah, of course.
And I don't know if it's going to be a great thing necessarily.
This is what I mean. Like, I hope the sum of the parts is way better than the parts right now. That's all I could say,
Okay, so I have a question, or maybe not even just a thought, but like it makes me wonder. Is because Disney is going to be always Disney forever, and they own Marvel, and like this movie was pretty kid centric, whereas like DC, when you think about Peacemaker, the Suicide Squad, the Batman, shit is when you think about The Boys on Amazon, like
Invincible,
it almost feels like Invincible. It's almost like being, I think, like not as kid heavy. What am I trying to say here?
Is
like,
it strength?
Yeah, like it's almost like people are like, oh, like this show is hardcore. It's like, is it really hardcore, or is it just not a Disney product?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I think there are mature Marvel stories to be told, but still, at the end of the day, superheroes are kids' books.
I think the reason Captain America: Winter Soldier is one of the strongest MCU movies is because it is the least kid heavy. You know what? That's a serious story.
I get what you're saying.
Espionage, like. Do more shit like Winter Soldier. Make the Marvel universe more serious like that.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Tone-wise,
if they would have made Thor, because Thor can't be tonally the same as Winter Soldier, but if they would have made it a drama, like really dramatic, heavy with an actor with the chops of Christian Bale, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they would have made it a dramatic Thor movie where like Thor's really trying to find himself in a serious way, not in a you know what I mean? I'm shitty, and I think that's better than not feeling anything, or whatever the fuck you do.
Thor, is a gaslighting asshole.
It's weird because it worked really well for Ragnarok, but it didn't work for this movie.
No, it did not, because post Ragnarok you had literally Infinity War, and then Endgame. There was so much character development about Thor within those movies, and it all kind of just went backwards. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
They set him as a character back.
Yeah, they set us as fans back.
Yeah,
dude, they said,
Did you guys hear? Well, I have one more thing about Hercules, and so Disney announced that they're doing a live action Hercules movie, and Guy Ritchie is making that movie.
Nice. That's what needs to be done.
But wait, and the Russo brothers are producing it.
Okay.
Does that sound more like a Disney movie, or do you think that could easily be a standalone Hercules movie? They just introduced Hercules. Do you think he could be that Hercules, or like both Hercules? Like, do you think he could be the Disney's like live action singing Hercules and then be in the MCU and be like, oh, I had another job over here, but because it's Disney, like we're saying, Disney owns
to merge the barriers of the multiverse within their own product universe.
I'm not saying that's a good thing. Hear me out. I'm not saying that's a good thing. But Guy Ritchie directing a Hercules movie, I think fits better as an MCU movie than
for sure
Disney.
It will be an MCU movie, and I hope it is.
So I'm interested to see that.
Okay.
No, I don't care.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Cody. Like, it's like
here's the thing. Doctor Strange, I'm a stan. I loved it. It also felt kind of like a horror movie. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it was very tonally different than anything else Marvel does. And even though there were a lot of jokes, it wasn't the foundation of the movie.
Yeah, it didn't step on the whole movie.
Exactly, dude. Not at all. But what I was also going to say, I was talking to someone who just watched Doctor Strange. And this is also how I know that Disney has kind of reaped their way to the point where like an audience is now used to a certain product. She was like, yeah, I liked it, but it felt like a horror movie. And I was like, well, yeah, like it's Sam Raimi. And then she was like, yeah, but I want Doctor Strange to be more like, basically more like, what we're used to in the MCU.
Yeah, like a superhero action
I was
movie.
like, now we can't even, for stupid audience members, sorry to my friend, but like, now we can't even fucking experiment with genres within the MCU, productivity, because they're so formulaic. Everyone's so used to a certain kind of MCU movie.
Yeah,
but you could say the same thing about us, about you guys, especially with Moon Knight. They tried something different there, I think, and it didn't work. At least for us.
No, I think Moon Knight would have been better with more of him in the costume, B, less of the kind of stupid shit.
I do have to give him credit, because Thor: Love and Thunder was to Taika Waititi. They did give a lot of creative control. And so even though it didn't work, I'm grateful for that. You know what I mean? Yeah. It just kind of sucks.
At least as an experiment, it was cool.
Yeah. As an experiment.
Yeah, I can agree.
Yeah, just get rid of Taika. I think he's an incredible part of like the pantheon of people creating stuff right now. I love what we do in the shadows. I loved Jojo Rabbit. Ragnarok was great, but this sucked.
This did suck.
I didn't really love Jojo Rabbit. I don't hate Jojo Rabbit. I really like
Jojo Rabbit better than this movie, I'll be honest.
I think so too. And I like Hunt for the Wilder People.
That's JoJo's Rabbit before.
Yeah, Hunt for the Wilder People is my favorite Taika movie. What We Do in the Shadows is right up there with it. Eagle versus Shark, I think I would even like more than this movie. I don't know if you guys seen that one.
I've never seen Eagle versus Shark.
It's a very like tame comedy with the dude from Flight of the Conchords, Jermaine Clement.
Dude, I didn't like what's it called? Our Flag Means Death.
Oh, I didn't check that out.
It was kind of whack, bro.
But he doesn't make that. He's just in it.
Producer.
Oh, he's a producer. Well, maybe he still had a lot of his voice though, because it just wasn't funny, honestly.
Gotcha. And he wasn't funny in Free Guy. If you saw him in Free Guy, he was kind of lame.
See Free Guy.
Yeah, he was
a really
lame.
dumb character.
Do you remember Taika Waititi in Green Lantern with Ron Reynolds? He was the friend.
Oh shit! Yeah,
yeah.
He was.
That's so funny.
He was like, "Dude, the suit." Green Lantern uses the ring and puts on his suit. It was so bad. That movie's so bad.
Well, I hope the people
What's
listening,
better, Green Lantern or Thor: Love and Thunder.
Just as I was about to say, I hope the people listening appreciate that we weren't harsh as we were about Moon Knight with Thor, but you just said Green Lantern is better than this movie.
I think Green Lantern's better than this movie.
What?
Easily.
I disagree. I disagree.
Sorry, I stand by that.
Hard disagree.
I'll agree with you on most things regarding this Thor subject, Jake, but this one, no sir, cannot.
Yeah. I don't need your approval. I don't need everyone's approval, unlike this movie,
I mean, this movie is all right. I'm ready to give my score.
Well, more like Thor: Love and Blunder, dude. That shit's
Let's
hear your scores, Anthony. You go first.
Because you think I was going to give it the highest score.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it, I don't hate the movie, but I don't love it at all. But there's plenty of parts to like. but the final product, it would have been like if it was like a sandwich, but like the first bite maybe was okay, but then yeah, I did. I'm like, oh, what? I don't think I really.
But I'm still gonna eat it.
No, I don't want to say someone jizzed in it because I wouldn't give it like an average rating if someone jizzed in my sandwich. I'm gonna give it a 3.5. That's.
I knew you were gonna do that. In my head, I knew you were gonna say 3.5.
I think that's pretty fair.
That's very generous, my dude.
Yeah, the 0.5 is generous. Low end, I would have given it a 3, but 3.5 is what I think it deserves.
Madness. Madness. Cody, I want to hear yours.
I'm gonna give it I'm just gonna have to 2.6.
Jake said no.
Maybe even high end 2.6, just because they like gave, at least they are trying new things. Low end 1.8. That's a big margin, but still 1.8 because it fucking sucked. Actually, I'm gonna say low end 2.2 for me.
Okay, so I already knew what I was gonna give it, and I was actually giving this episode a fair chance for anyone to convince me otherwise. But I'm giving it a 2.
Nice.
No high,
that's
no
fair.
less. Because there was some shit I liked about it, of course, genuinely. But it's dude, it was just for how I think it also doesn't help that I was honestly pretty hyped for this movie. I was like, hell yeah, Taika Waititi nailed Ragnarok. I love kind of Chris Hemsworth's Thor. It's awesome. It's just
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale. What could possibly go wrong? And then the first 20 minutes happened. I was like, oh. Yeah. I was like, oh my God. I was like, but surely this will end, and it didn't.
Dude, I will say the first 5 minutes with Christian Bale killing that sun god was sick.
Yeah, that was cool.
Was awesome with the flower people.
Yeah.
The what's that movie with Natalie Portman in it? I wonder if that's a gag, and that's why he did that. Holy shit! Evolution.
Oh, Annihilation.
Annihilation. Yes.
Wait, no, it's not Annihilation. That's the
no. I think
that's Annihilation.
Right.
There's that bear thing.
It's a crocodile monster.
Okay, I was for 1 minute I got confused with Arrival. You're right. It is Annihilation.
Yeah. Remember they turned into plant people?
No, for sure.
And I wonder if that was a nod to that. That'd be funny. Yeah, Rapu, the sun god. Who was that actor, by the way?
Yeah, I don't know who that was, but I was going to say Gorr uses the all black, the Necro sword, and
Necro sword.
That could be what at the end of Eternals, what's his name picks up? Jon Snow.
Oh,
I don't know if it's the same sword, but I think sometimes in the comics they connect them.
So I don't really care, but it just I don't mean I don't care to you. What I mean is at this point with the MCU and how lackluster it has been for me personally, when people are like, oh, but I heard about this possibly happening, I'm just like, cool. If and when it happens,
do something.
I'll see it. But every time someone's like, dude, but this, I was like, yeah, that kind of sucked. This is good. So
that's what I'm saying. I really do hope this all adds up to something worthwhile, or else it's just gonna be fuck, why? What
Well, I was also thinking, because we've never had movies really as a consistent form of comic book medium, but there's this consistency in comic books where they get there's high points the late 80s, early 90s that get followed by really low points in comics, just as far as quality and stuff, and it dips basically for a decade until the 2000s. And then, there's a high points, and then I feel it drops, and then you get late 2000s, early 2010s, another rise with the New 52 and all of that stuff. And then I haven't really kept up as much with comics and with mainstream comics in the recent years to say whether or not. But what I'm saying is maybe this is just a low point in comic book cinema. Because even though DC, even though the Batman fucking ruled and Suicide Squad fucking ruled and Peacemaker fucking ruled, in recent memory, DC's been putting out flops. You know what I mean?
Flop City.
So maybe this is just for mainstream comics, a dip in quality, and hopefully it'll bring another resurgence in quality down the road.
I think the problem, and we've talked about it, is that there's just too fucking much. Phase 4 has over 50 fucking hours at this point of when you combine movies and shows. That's a lot. Think about like I honestly did a rewatch before Infinity War of all the MCU movies, and even that was a lot. But I was like, cool, you know, I could just, if I want to rewatch the MCU now, that's a fucking chore and a half.
Yep.
Like, who wants to do
chore.
that?
You're right. I didn't even think about that. If you were to make me watch, you know, from Iron Man 1 on, there'd be more things I love about it than this. This phase,
right?
I don't know. What we have, like a handful of good Marvel Disney Plus shows, and then the movies have been, other than like No Way Home. Like,
I will say this, and maybe I'll save it. Maybe it's a little sneak peek. I've been enjoying, there's one episode left. I've been enjoying Miss Marvel. I think a lot of I have some issues with it, sure, but I was way surprised by how much I actually did like it, despite everything we're talking about MCU and Marvel right now.
I have two things to say. One, I haven't watched Miss Marvel yet, so do not say anything.
Right, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
But now I'm so curious, I have to ask both of you, based on what you guys have seen of Miss Marvel, do you think I will like it?
It's hard to tell.
No.
I think Cody's being honest.
No, I think if I'm being honest, so I'm not going to go into too much, but I like it. I genuinely, it's not even like it's not like this where like I have to struggle to pick out the things I like about it. Like I genuinely like the show, but I would genuinely like the show if I like it because if you took away all of the superhero components, it's like a kind of cool family drama coming of age tale. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not going to go any more into that.
Right, yeah. Like we said, a little sneak peek. We're going to be talking about Miss Marvel once that last episode is out. And like Jake said, he hasn't seen any of it. But
I'm only 3 episodes in myself.
Yeah, nice. Jake, I don't think you're going to hate it. I definitely think it's going to be something you like more than this and Moon Knight. That's my prediction. Okay. I'm not saying you're going to love it. Yeah, a lot more at least.
I also, mind you, like I liked Hawkeye. And that's
I loved Hawkeye.
Kid-centric, female-centric character. You know, like I'm down with Hawkeye. But there's something about this movie, nothing to do with those. But I'm going to give it a fair chance.
Yeah, for sure. I hope you like it because I don't
want to dislike it.
Yeah, I don't want the MCU to suck, but we're just being honest about. We don't need to like dick ride the MCU. Like we don't need to automatically like
I've
it.
I've hated them for years because they're out there and they ride hard, dick.
Yeah,
like they can take that shit.
Yeah, Marvel. Dude, Marvel fans, man, they're the new Star Wars fans.
Yeah, dude, they're toxic, bro.
And Star Wars fans still exist, so we have both of them.
And
they're both owned by Disney.
They're terrible people. They're just terrible people. All these fans. That's why us purebred DC fans, you know.
Oh yeah, that's what we are. Only
purebred. I feel like Star Wars and Marvel fans are like the nerd version of a normie's Disney adult. You know what I mean?
Okay. I agree.
For sure. I mean, I just think I think there's plenty of good fans for sure. I think any fandom is fucking annoying, but I feel like Star Wars is, I would say Star Wars is just, I've come across the most fucking annoying people on the planet. Like I just stop talking about Star Wars for one day.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. So I give this one a 2. Sorry. I also, like, I'll be honest, I don't think I'm going to watch it again. I have no desire to.
I'll never watch it again.
Like, I don't want to watch it again. So.
Yeah, I used to rewatch MCU movies once they were released again, like digitally, but I have not done that for anything in Phase 4.
I've done it for No Way Home and for Doctor Strange 2, and that's it.
Yeah, I did it for those. For actually only Doctor Strange 2.
Just talking about Marvel movies puts Cody to sleep.
Let's end the episode before we put everyone to sleep.
Yeah, well, thank you for tuning in to another episode. Hopefully you enjoyed this one more than I enjoyed Thor, Love and Thunder. Please don't go see it in theaters out right now.
Don't help it make any more money.
Yeah,
if you run across
money,
run across a Disney executive, throw a piece of food at him.
Yeah, take the money that you were going to spend on a Thor, Love and Thunder ticket and mail it to us.
Yeah.
Mail it, Jake. Jake said mail it.
Email us at Comics and Chronic.
Ooh, we should create that.
We should create a
Comics and Chronic Venmo.
Cash App right now. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Honestly, wait, we kind of should, because, dude, one time for my birthday on Instagram, I literally put out my Venmo. I was like, "Yeah, it was my birthday. Send me some money," and people sent me some money.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. I was thinking about putting Anthony's. I just was busy with my kid, but I was like, we should have put Anthony's, advertised that it was Anthony's bachelor party and put up his Venmo.
Oh, yeah.
Just been like, buy our boy Anthony some drinks.
Yeah,
you know?
that'd been sick.
Yeah. Yeah, shit. You could still do that. DM me. I'll give you my Venmo and you can send me money. Bachelor party part 2, baby.
Hey.
Yeah.
Because after the party, it's the after party.
We're not quoting R. Kelly on this show. Good night, everybody.
Dude, R. Kelly gets a higher Joe Pesci rating for me than Thor, Love, and Thunder, dog.
You're talking about a sex criminal, Jake.
Are you saying a sex criminal gets a higher rating than this movie?
First off, the way you just said that. I mean, yeah, when you call someone a sex criminal, kind of. Okay, but here's what I'm saying. R. Kelly has put out more hit songs than Thor, Love, and Thunder was good. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
I'll agree with you separating art from artist.
Exactly. Like, if we're going to talk artistry, R. Kelly has had better music than Thor has had good movies. Boom. Boom. Said it,
That's an
motherfucker.
insane take.
That is it insane because it's so bold and yet so controversial?
It's so true, man. R.
It's
Kelly's
so
had
true.
way better songs.
And definitely
Thor's had
not
good
being
movies.
edited out of the episode because that's the most.
I don't want to edit. I'm not ashamed of speaking facts. I don't stan R. Kelly. I hope he
I'm not going to
rots in hell
support him.
and gets
Yeah.
raped and murdered. And
I
burns and
hope we should
eternal
light him on
hellfire.
fire.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I also you know what I mean?
But that's a banger of a song.
OJ is no less of a running back.
Yeah.
Fucking Heisman Award-winning running back. Did what he did.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
Hitler's no less of a painter. You know what I mean? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, don't you dare edit that out. We're keeping that.
That's staying in.
Let's stay in. Fuck that. All this stays in. That's hilarious. Hitler's no less of a painter. That's awful. It's so amazing, though.
I can't believe it said that, but it was good. Oh, God.
Well,
all right. Oh.
Hi, you're listening to Comics and Chronic, and I'm Jake FH.
I'm Cody Cannon.
And I'm Anthony Iannaccio.
And you can tune in every Thursday to hear new episodes of Comics and Chronic.
And make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Comics N Chronic. That's Comics, the letter N, Chronic.
We'll see you guys next week.
Woo!
Peace.